Hello, welcome back to a new lesson here. Today's this current lesson is about a topic called dimensional analysis. Dimensional analysis. And the question you might ask, what is dimensional analysis? Dimensional analysis is converting between different units. Okay? The whole idea is converting between different units using a method to show how the units change. So in order to use dimensional analysis, you have to know some things called a conversion factor. Conversion factor. What a conversion factor is, it is a relationship, right? So for example, if you want to convert, let's see, 20 quarters to dollars, what do you have to know? You have to know that every 4 quarters equals $1. Yeah? Just put the dollar sign in front. But 4 quarters equals $1. So this is a conversion factor. It's an equivalence. It's an equivalence. Top and bottom. So in math, if you have top and bottoms the same, let's say 4 over 4 or 10 over 10 or 1 million over 1 million, doesn't matter how big or how small the number is, if the value of the top is the same as the bottom, what does that equate to? That equates or simplifies to 1 over 1. So a conversion factor is basically a ratio of two different things that equals to 1. Okay? What are some conversion factors we know in our daily life? A lot of conversion factors we know is 1 day is equal to 24 hours, right? 1 day is equal to 24 hours. Okay, let's let it focus. And then so 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Which is the same as 60 minutes is 1 hour. So you can always read it as 1 hour is 60 minutes. 60 minutes is 1 hour. So a conversion factor, you can say it like that. 1 day is 24 hours. 24 hours is 1 day. Okay. So what else? Another conversion factor. 12 inches is in 1 foot. See, they're equivalent, right? They're just different units. So conversion factor, it's an equivalence, but in different unit, two equivalent values, or I don't know a better word for it, but the top is the same as the bottom, it's just in different units. So to convert, you need to have conversion factors. So you have this paper in front of you, you should have this paper. And so here, 1 foot is 12 inches, 3 foot is 1 yard, 5,280 feet is 1 mile, 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. 1 kilometer is 0.62 miles. That's common if you travel outside the country. You go to Mexico or Canada or in European countries or Asian countries. They use kilometers. Or in your car, your speedometer, they'll tell you, like if you drive 60 miles per hour, that's about 100 kilometers per hour. Okay. And then so you have some metric conversions here. 1,000 millimeter equals 1 meter. 100 centimeter equals 1 meter. Then you have time over here. You're familiar with time already. So the way we convert is always like this. Convert 100 millimeter to inches. So you start with 100 millimeter. You always start with that. A couple ways to write this. So you multiply that by a conversion factor. Remember. So you take you starting. Let me write this somewhere. Your given times conversion factor. It could be multiple conversion factor, but a conversion factor, remember, you multiply something, this is equivalent to 1 over 1, right? It reduces to 1 over 1. So conversion factor doesn't change how long or the value of it. It just changes the unit, okay? So 100 millimeter. So here's the trick. You have to get rid of this millimeter, so you have to have millimeter at the bottom. Because in math, if the top divided by the bottom, divided by the bottom, it's going to cancel out, right? So we want to cancel out. What do we know about millimeter up here? How do we get to inches? Inches here, we have inches is to centimeter, so we have to get to centimeter first. See, 10 millimeter is 1 centimeter, so you have to work in your head. So I can change millimeter to centimeter. And you read here, 10 millimeter is equal to 1 centimeter. Right? The way you read it is exactly the way you write it. It goes with the number. 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter. Copy it down. 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. Right? So we get rid of millimeter, they cancel out. See, that's the whole point of putting them at the bottom. This is something that you have to do over and over again. So it's very good that you need to know. So whatever unit is here, oh no, this is not the right marker. So whatever the unit here, you bring it down to the bottom so they can cancel out. So, but we're not at inches yet, so now we've got to go to inches. So again, centimeters up there, bring it down to the bottom. So 2.54 centimeter equals 1 inch. So the number goes with it. You see, inch, 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So now you have that cancels out to centimeter. And we get to inch, and we're good. We stop there and put an equal sign. So now we just multiply all the numbers on top. 100 times 1 times 1. You can skip the ones, really, it doesn't change anything. And then divide by the bottom. Multiply the top, divide by the bottom. Okay? Start saying that, repeating that to yourself, because that's how most of this semester is going to be. 100 divided by 10 is 10. And then that next part, I probably need a calculator for that. So feel free to use a calculator for this stuff, but the setup needs to be like that. I need to see that setup. But the calculator part is just 100 divide by 10, and then divide by the bottom. Divide by 2.5. And I'll get 3.937, so 3.94 inches. So that would be my answer. Okay. So you see here, dimensional analysis, we change from one dimension to another. We change from one unit to another by multiplying by conversion factors. See, this is a conversion factor. That's the same. That's equivalence. This is equivalence. It's a ratio of 1 to 1. All right. So the next one here, convert 32 years into hours. So what do we know? So 32 years. We start with 32 years. Always start with what you're given. And then you multiply. Another way to write this, and you can make a picket fence like this, it's easier to organize. So years here, bring years to the bottom. What do you know about year? 1 year is 365 days, right? So we need to get to hours. What's next? So this cancels the year out. So we move from year. We already converted it to days. And so days there, so we put day at the bottom. What do you know about day? 1 day is 24 hours. So when you get to what you're looking for hours, then you stop. Day there cancels out. And look, the units cancel out already. Here's the pattern. Bring down to the next one. Bring down the next, just the unit. Okay. So now you're set hours, then now just multiply the top and divide by the bottom. So 32 times 365 times 24, and I have 280,320 hours. That is equivalent to 32 years. If you're 16, then you probably only lived half of that already, right? I'm a little older than 32, so I'm a little more than that. But that is how you do those questions. It gets a little more complicated down here. So you should be able to do 3, 4, 5, 6, and then for 7 down here, you notice there's 2 units involved. So 25. This one's probably going to take a little more space here. So we'll do, so pause the video, do 3, 4, 5, 6 first, and then here look at number 7. 25. You get here. You're right, smaller here. 25, because I know I need more space. Pen is not working very well. Hold on. Paper underneath. 25 km per hour. I can put hour at the bottom like that. Okay. So first I need to change kilometers to meters. Oops. It's not focused. Come on. There you go. Km to meter first. Change one unit at a time. Change km to meters. So 1 km, 1 kilometer, if you look on top, kilometer, kilo is 1,000, so it's equal to 1,000 meters. So the km cancels out, and I have meters on top. Good. My goal is to get meters over seconds. Okay. So now I have hour at the bottom, so I need hour on top now. To cancel that out, we need 1 on the bottom, 1 on top. So hour is on top. What do I know about 1 hour? 1 hour is 60 minutes. Okay, next, the hour is gone, right? This hour canceled out. And what do I know about minutes? 1 minute is 60 seconds. And so I have seconds at the bottom right there. The whole goal is to get seconds at the bottom. So there's a pattern. If it's at the bottom, the next one you put on top. If it's already on top, you put it on the bottom. That's how you cancel things out. So the same concept here, right? So we end up with meters on top, seconds on the bottom. That's exactly what we're looking for. So that's how you convert. If you have 2 units, do the top one, do the kilometer first, and then do this time after. Okay, and so now we same concept, same thing. Multiply the top, 25 times 1,000. Okay, divide by 60. Divide by 60. So in your calculator, it's fairly easy. 25 times 1,000 divided by 60 divided by 60, and I have 6.94 meters per second. That's one unit there. It's very, very important that you have units in all these things, because units tell you what it is. Units tell you, because if you have 5, what do you have 5 of? 5,000? $5? 5 million? 5 what? Right? So that is how you do dimensional analysis. But the work needs to be shown. Moving forward this whole semester, the work needs to be shown like that. Or if you want to split them up and write like this, it's the same thing. Okay. Each of this box is a conversion factor. Remember, it's a conversion factor. It has to be equivalent. 1 hour is 60 minutes. 60 minutes is 1 hour. 1 minute is 60 seconds. So conversion, you only multiply by conversion factor, conversion factor, conversion factor to get to convert between units. That is how you do dimensional analysis. Make sure you show your work like this all the time. After you show your work, you just need to punch it in your calculator. Remember, multiply the top, divide by the bottom, and you always get it. Good luck and have fun.